everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Sasha Reade. Today we are going to be doing super simple, super cheap, easy, use what you have tags. I'm going to tell you sort of some of the basics that would be helpful to have, and then I'm going to create the tags with you. I probably won't do all the tags because there's a lot, but I will do quite a few just to kind of get you in the groove and show you what you can do with them. So to start, you need a pack of paper. I like to use 12 by 12 paper. It gives you nice even numbers and you get a nice big selection. Now this pack of paper I paid £1 for. So for me this is a cracking bargain. I got this from Every Craft's a Pound in the UK. It's an online shop and it's very cheap. I love this one because it's pink and blue plus Christmas colours. So I really like it, and so I'm using this one. It's got 24 sheets and it's double-sided. So this was £1. Then I am using some, let me find it, I'm trying to be organised here, of this slightly thinner cardstock. This is from Lime Tree Crafts in the UK. You're going to need some glue. I just kind of grabbed some of everything. So I've got some foam squares, I've got my Nuvo glue, which I really like, some double-sided tape, some glue dots. I probably won't use the glue dots, you don't need them. Then some thin tape, and then some double-sided tape from Alina's shop. So just anything sticky that you got, but not masking tape or tape like that, because that's not going to help you. You need some kind of double-sided element. For simplicity's sake, we're going to use just Onyx Black because it stamps really well with all kinds of stamps. And normally I would use different colours. I might pick some colours that are the same as the paper, but I want to keep this as simple as possible for all the crafters who don't have much. Or who have limited space, limited time. Maybe you're going on holiday and you want to take some stuff with you and make some tags. So we're going to use one ink pad. You need, these look complicated. They look like dentist tools that you would be quite scared of seeing. But all it is a hole punch and a corner rounder. And you don't need the corner rounder, but I like the look of it when you've rounded the corners. So it's up to you whether you want to have one of these or not. And this is just a hole punch. You can pick up a hole punch for like $1 or £1. You can get them really cheap, but I love my crocodile. So that's the hole punch I end up having. You'll need a pair of scissors because you always need scissors when you're crafting. If you have clear stamps that need blocks, then you need some blocks. And you need a paper trimmer. I've got this tonic one, which I've been playing with. It's fairly new to me, but I've really liked it so far. It cuts really nice. It seems to cut very even, so I've got this tonic paper trimmer. And then you need some punches. So whatever punches you've got. If you haven't got punches, then you could have a go at freestyling and cutting out some shapes. I'm not very good at that, so I'm not going to show you. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you could cut out a star like this, and I won't show you that. I just get the punches because I just cannot, I can't freestyle anything. I can't freestyle draw, I can't freestyle craft. I have to have things that cut shapes. I just pulled a random selection. So I've got this one because I've got the stamp that kind of matches that. These are the Stampin' Up ones, these brown ones. I have them from being a Stampin' Up demonstrator. This is a Tim Holtz one that I got off of Sizzix website. It's Tim Holtz Sizzix. And I got this when Sizzix had a clearance sale for like £2. And it cuts beautifully. I got this one from Hobbycraft at the end of last year when they were selling all their Christmas stuff. I paid, I think £1.50 for this, and it retails around 15 quid. So that was a bargain, and it cuts this beautiful intricate snowflake. So I've got that one. I got some other scallop circles. I'll probably run out to my office at some point and get just some normal circles, but I've got those. Then I've got some stars. So I got a little star, and I got this little, like, I don't know, scallop circle again. Then these are Stampin' Up ones. I've got like those shapes there that I got. So I've just got some punches. Put that there. Oh, I think I knocked the camera. Did I knock it? I don't know. Then I got some stamps. So I just grabbed some random Christmas ones. These are the ones that I got on my crafty haul when I got home. Then you just need some scrap bits. So scrap bits of glitter card, anything you kind of have lying around. I went and got these from the pound shop, so they cost me £1 each. And they're really flimsy, really cheap. They feel flimsy, but they kind of have some metallic-y foil stuff in there. They've got some glitter. It kind of has some of everything, so these are quite handy if you want to make some quick, easy tags and you don't want to spend much. Then check out what your local dollar store has or your local pound shop and see if you can find some bargains in that way. And I think that might be all the tools we need. So given it's 12 by 12, it's quite nice because you can do some simple math, I guess, or maths, depending on what country you're in. Oh, the other thing you need is some ribbon, some twine, something to go on the top of your tags to kind of make them a tag that you could attach to something. So I've got my 12 by 12 bit of paper, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this to 4 by 3. So if you cut it at 4 by 3, then it works. They're in, I don't know what the word is because I'm not very good at these kind of math things. My husband will tell me off because he's an economist. But they're numbers that can go into 12. So you can have 3 4s in a 12. If that makes sense. Oh, it's not my area of expertise. Anyway, so I'm going to cut them at 4, and I should get 3 strips across the top. I will get 3 strips unless they've cut the paper really badly. So you will get 3 strips of 4 inches wide. Then you're going to take it and you're going to cut it the other way at 3 inches, like that. And you're going to do that to all of the papers. Okay, so when you've done that, you will end up with 12 tags. Now, can anyone see my oopsie already? You need to pay attention to where your pattern is. So, I should have cut them so that they were the other way around, basically. So my tags all look like that. The pattern goes that way. I should have been thinking about it when I cut it, and I should have made it that this was the 4 inch wide, and then it was 3, because it's not 4 inches wide, sorry, it's 4 inches long. So I should have made it that it was 4 inches long that way and 3 inches wide. So think about your paper before you put it in, but not a problem. It's just going to, it'll be what it is. It'll, you know, we'll just work with it. But pay attention to your pattern and make sure you've got your pattern going the right way. It's because your tags are going to go this direction. So you want to make sure your pattern also goes in that direction, or it's going to look a little bit funky and wonky. So if you do this to your whole paper pack and cut the whole thing, you're getting 12 tags per 12 by 12 sheet of paper, which means that you will end up with 288 tags. So absolutely loads. Because I have got, I think I said 24 sheets in my pack. And so 24 times 12 works out to 288 tags. Now, if you want to save some for some embellishments, what I did was I saved, I saved, oh goodness. I saved half a sheet of each 12 by 12 piece of paper. And if you save half a sheet, so 6 by 12 inches, then you will get 216 tags, and you will have a whole bunch of sheets of paper for doing embellishments with. So what I did was I had gone and punched out everything in advance with some of my punches. I'll probably do some more punching when I'm making them. But I punched out a bunch of stars with some of the paper. Then I also punched out a whole bunch of various random scalloped circles using my scrap bits of paper. And then I went and punched out some of the mittens using some of my scrap glitter card that I found, and then some of the scraps from there. And so I've got these kind of embellishments. That's one thing that's really good to do, is to go through all your scraps, find your Christmas papers or find Christmas colors, then take your 6 by 12 sheets of paper and start punching. And I kind of punched everything first so that now I can just assemble. Because I find if you sit there and do them one at a time, it'll take you forever. Whereas if you've kind of punched loads of stuff, then you're ready to go. I've also got these stars, which was from a Christmas class I did last year. So I've got those stars ready to go as well. And I just raided my Tupperware container drawer and got all these little small containers to put them in. So when you've cut up your paper pad, if you've saved some for your for your punching and extra bits, then you have 216 tags. Now what I did, because I've got the crocodile version of the corner rounder, I can do quite a few in one go. Sorry, my words are all over the place. I'm kind of stressing out because tutorials really stress me out. I take it and I put it in, there's a 1/2 inch side, and I put it in the 1/2 inch side and then just punch. And I really like rounding all the corners on my tags. And I really like this corner rounder. I've had several different kinds from several different companies. I like this one because you can do multiples in one go. And I also like it because you can do chipboard and thicker things, and it just works really nicely. It's heavy and it's big, but it always works. Whereas my other branded ones, it's hit and miss, and sometimes the corners aren't so big. I like that you get 2 options on this punch as well. So when you're done that, you've got all your corners rounded, then you're going to punch your hole. And on the crocodile, the other thing I like about the crocodile is that you can set how deep or how shallow you want your punch to go, and you get 2 different punch sizes. You get one on that side, and you get the smaller one on that side, and then you can set the measurement to how deep you want it to go. So what I normally do is I kind of just have a look and just see how far down I want it to go on my tag. I don't want it to go too far, so I'm going to probably set it about there, and then I kind of just hold that little metal bit in place, tighten the screw, and now every one of my tags will be punched at the same place. It might not be punched at the same place in terms of that direction, but it will be in terms of the depth. So I'm going to roughly eyeball it and aim for the center, and then punch. And then I've got my hole. You can see that. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to punch all these and punch the holes in them. Now I've got all these ones that I prepared earlier. This is 2 more sheets, or 3 more sheets of the paper. I think 2? 3. Yeah, 3 sheets of the paper. So I've got all these tags as well. I've not done my whole paper pad yet because I just haven't had the time, but I wanted to do 4 different sheets of paper to show you different decorations you could do, or just give you some inspiration. So I've got all these tags ready to go. Now these ones, I did pay attention to the direction, same with the coffee cup one. I love coffee cups. Like, I absolutely love and have an addiction to buying any paper that's got coffee cups. This is what I do. Do you guys do this? I put my paper trimmer down, I trim stuff, and then I craft on top of it, and I do it every time. And then my paper trimmer, because this is new, it hasn't got it, but my old Stampin' Up! One, it's just covered in sticky adhesive because I sit there and I craft on top of it. I don't know why I do it. It's much easier if I just get rid of it. You have to excuse me because I'm using my kitchen table just because I've got more space to be able to spread all this out for filming, and my office is an absolute tip at the moment, so I can't even get the camera in there if I wanted to. I will zoom in when I start decorating so that it's not so far away, but here's 4 sheets worth of tags. So that works out to be 48 sheets. Sorry, I had to get my calculator. I just can't think. So you get 48, not sheets, 48 tags. You get 48 tags out of 4 sheets of designer paper. So that is very efficient. I don't know how many gifts you give out at Christmas. I probably will not be giving out more than probably 10 gifts to all the nieces and nephews. So I won't use 48 tags, but you could always package these up in a really nice way. And these could be Christmas gifts for people as well. You could give them a nice set of maybe 12 tags, and you could use 1 sheet, or 1 from each sheet of paper. So you could have, you know, like a nice little bundle of tags to give to someone as part of their Christmas present, or before Christmas, so that they've got tags to use on the Christmas presents. The next thing you're going to want to do, see, now I'm going to need my paper trimmer. You want to get your white cardstock. So we're going to do that now next. And your white cardstock, you're going to trim, our outside, remember, was 4 by 3 is how big our tags are. So the inside, we want to have it just a bit smaller. So your measurements for your white bits is going to be 3 3/4. So let me find that on my little paper trimmer. So you want 3 3/4 by 2 1/2. Okay, so I'm going to go to 2 1/2. So then what you do is you round them again. Obviously I'm going to do this all in one big go, so I'm rounding them all at the same time. So I think I might need a new blade on my paper trimmer. It's getting all frizzy on inside. So we've got this tag. So I get my punch and I stick it in. Got my hole. Now my holes are going to line up and that edge is going to be flush against itself. But yeah, so your outside 3 by 4, your inside 2.5 by 3 3/4 of an inch. And then that way you've got this nice layered tag like that. You don't have to layer them, you could just decorate the front, and I might do a few where I don't have a layer and I just decorate the front. But I thought it'd be nice for stamping, I could stamp on there. But I probably actually will just have a few where I'm going to layer them and not have that double tag. But we'll do that when we do that. We'll get there when we get there. Right, so I'm going to cut a few more of these and then we'll get started on decorating. Okay, so I have got my little pile. I've just made a few for now and then we'll see how we go and how we get on with decorating. I've got my little pile of each of them. And we're just going to start decorating. So I think the first thing I want to start with is stamping a sentiment. So I've got that on there. And let's see. You need to check that your sentiments aren't going to be too wide for your tags. So I always just like to kind of check how wide we're going to be. And then it's good to have a scrap bit of paper down, just because if you stamp and you like to stamp off the edge, then you're going to end up with a mess on your table. So, right. Let's ink this up and see how we go. I will very soon just put it onto fast forward mode so you can just see me crafting away and open some music. Oh, look at that. Also, check your stamps the right way around before you put it down. So that's one for the recycling bin. The amount of oopsies I have when I craft is just, and you think I'd learn, but I really don't. I just keep doing the same thing. And I'm sorry if I repeat myself loads. I can never remember what I said 5 minutes earlier. So sometimes you just have to hear me say it again and again. Right, so we've got Wrapped in the Warmth of Christmas. And then that's going to end up on top of one of these ones, which is quite suitable because he's got like a little scarf on there. What else would you like to do? We could stick some little stars on top and make it just quite a simple, nice, neat one. Put some little stars. I think that looks quite good. We do that on that one. Right, I'm going to put it into fast forward mode so you can watch me make up some tags. I'm going to use what I've got on the table and we will see how we go. I've got some scrap bits of white card, so I'll probably stamp out some sentiments and do some layered tags as well. So I hope to put music in, but forgive me if there's no music. See you in a minute. Okay, so I stamped it and then I thought, oh, it's too wide. I don't like how wide it is. So then I freestyle cut it, which is never a good idea because I can't do that. So now I feel like it doesn't look as nice. And my little background bit is ginormous. So I think it's better to do 1 centimeter wide and then 1.5 centimeters on the strips. So I'm going to do that now. I think sometimes you can overthink things. So just now I was like, oh, does this work? Does this not work? Don't be constrained to the size of the tag, because tags are quite fun. They stick on the outside. They don't have to go in an envelope. They're not going in a card. So you can have them stick out over the sides, and it doesn't matter. You can just make your own little tag and just have fun with it. Just a quick side note, I've got tons of these rolls from AliExpress. I will try and link them below if the links still work. I paid about £2 or £3 per roll, and they are massive rolls of glitter, or not glitter, metallic thread. And I've got several different colors, so you'll see me using them. I've got like the rose pink. This is like a coppery color, which went really well with this rusty kind of gold. I've got like bright gold. I've got teal, purple, black, loads. So here we go again. So this tool that I'm using is from Alina's shop, and that's kind of where I'm sticking on. Now sometimes I like to take the ribbon or the metallic thread and I just wrap it around my hand and then kind of stick it down, which is the easy way. But it also really likes to come off the roll really easily and just kind of get into a big mess. So for this one, I just blob it all on and it seemed to work. And the glue dots or sticky tape kind of help hold it down while you just kind of stick it all in a bit so it's poking out a little bit. And then just kind of stick it all together. But I love tulle because it kind of feels extra Christmassy because it's all sparkly and pretty. So I like to stick that on my tags as well. So I've made 10. I don't know how long it actually took me to make 10 because I had to go grab a couple more things from the office, like some more twine, because I really wanted some more twine. And then I needed a coffee, and so I kind of had a couple breaks in between, and then I had to turn off the washing machine, those kind of things. But I tried to mix it up. I tried to do some more, not complex, but just more detailed tags, and then some really dead basic ones to show you that you just don't need to do much to make a nice tag. And what I did was I made all my tags up, and then I blinged them at the very end and added on stuff. So some didn't need it, but some did. So my more basic tags, let me pull those out. I'm sure you would have noticed along the way. I tried to do some very basic ones that was just stamping and sticking essentially. So those ones. Come on. They're all sticking together. This is the problem with tulle, is that it's beautiful, but it sticks. Okay, so I kind of wanted to show you sort of how you can go. I mean, you've watched me make them, but so I've got some stamps. This was the most basic one, and it really bugged me because I thought, I love that stamp set. I love the stamp set is very similar to that, but I was like, oh, you know, what am I going to do? I'm only using black ink kind of thing. But when I added some jewels on it, I actually quite liked it. And I think it's quite fun. I could stick this on something like a bottle of Bailey's for someone, and give that to them. So I thought it was just fun. It was just a basic one. This took me a matter of seconds to make. So you don't need much. Then, you know, just stuck some stars on, and then added some more bling, which lightened it up a bit. I'll zoom in a little bit just so you can have a nice clear view. And stuck that on there. Then I used one of the strips from the back and just cut it and stuck it down. And then that stamp set kind of takes care of it for you. It's got a lot of really pretty fonts on it. And then I used some tulle and some twine up there. And then this one was using that mittens punch. I was really struggling because I didn't really choose my colors of glitter very well, and this blue didn't really go with much of this paper pack at all. But I tried to tie it in by using the blue, teal blue twine as well, or not twine, faffy stuff. I don't know if you can see me struggling, but I feel like I have just the biggest fingers when I try and work with this thread. It's really hard work, but I like the result. I like how it kind of adds a little bit of extra glimmer. Then this was also one of the more basic ones where it's just to and from, but then I added a few jewels and I feel like it kind of spiced it up, and because we've got the double layer, that helps. And then you've got the cute little bear on the back. So I was going to put him there, but then I thought, well, he just gets covered up, so I'll put him on the back, and then that way you've got this sort of double layered thing. And then we've got one with some stars that I punched out using my star punch, and then I put some little stars in the middle and blinged it up. And that was on our crooked paper, the one that went sideways. But when you look at the other side, you have no idea that's there. And then these ones are the ones that I did more complex. So I love sticking a whole bunch of junk behind things and have it poke out. I just love it. So I hope you were enjoying that. I stopped a few times to explain things to you. So hopefully that all makes sense, because I did a few of these talking, but I talked through a few of these. But yeah. These are the kind of close-ups. And I love when stuff hangs off the tags as well. I think it adds to it. So like the snowflakes are hanging off. And then I've got my twine, not my twine, why do I keep calling it twine? Thread. There we go, thread behind it. And so yeah, I've made 10 tags, and they're all unique and all different. And it really makes it go quick when you've kind of cut everything out and stuck everything together. So this is my basic tags. Coming up in the next few days, I've got to go to work tomorrow, so I won't be able to craft, but in the next few days I'm going to do a set of tags using all your dies, so using up dies and die cuts, and then some hole punches as well. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to do another Christmas tag tutorial. So I hope this wasn't too long. I hope you had fun and feel inspired. And basically just use what you've got. Pull out things that kind of coordinate. If you use one paper pack, it makes it really easy for everything to kind of blend together. And just start punching. So thanks for joining me, and I hope this tutorial was fun for you. Give me a thumbs up, a comment. Let me know that you liked it. And that would be very much appreciated. So thank you. Happy crafting. Bye.